firstly, I'll introduce myself and then I'll pass on to them. But my name's Ollie. I'm a senior enterprise account manager based in London. I was previously a NationBuilder customer, and learning more and more every day, including a lot of the stuff that we're sharing today, which is relatively new to me, to be honest. And yeah, keen to muck in. And we also have Dana.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. As Ollie mentioned, my name is Dana. I'm a senior account manager here at NationBuilder. I've been here for about 2.5 years. And I have a background primarily at other software companies. So coming at it from a little bit of a different perspective, and excited to share more about using Liquid for fundraising.
Yeah, and my name's Brian. I am based in Detroit. I've been at NationBuilder for 7 years. I'm our partner integrations manager. I previously had a background in politics, but at NationBuilder, I've really dove into the technical side of all things NationBuilder.
That is probably an understatement, but yeah, that definitely covers it. Cool. So I'm not going to dwell on this too much, because I think kind of by definition of being here, you probably have a pretty good idea what NationBuilder is. But the quick answer is it does all of these lovely things that you can see on the screen. And for anyone who wants to learn more about that, then please do. You've got my email, so please do reply to my email, and I can share more about that. But in terms of what we're going to be looking at today, so we're going to recap around why are we talking about personalization, why is it important, why is it relevant, and how can it help you? That will include looking a little bit back on what we did already, but we're going to be going over that quite quickly, so we have some time to look more at advanced personalization, both in emails and on websites, and then we'll finish off with a nice Q&A. So let me get going in terms of the importance of personalization. So as many of you know who have kind of attended various webinars over the last few weeks, we've been sharing lots of information to help power end-of-year fundraising pushes. So I think it was 2 weeks ago, we had Saoirse and Ashley sharing the who, the why, defining goals, how you go about it. And then we also, before that, did the kind of personalization part 1 that looked at some ways of utilizing Liquid to get your message across. Today, we're going to be going deeper still and looking at some advanced usage of Liquid with which to use in your fundraising emails on your web pages that are ultimately going to help you to optimize that fundraising even further and ensure that you are getting every final penny or cent wherever you are in the world, which is obviously all too crucial for the work that you're doing. Okay, so before we get into those and the specifics, I want to recap on some of the items that we have touched upon and ground ourselves in why personalize. So first thing is, we all know that there is lots of noise and traffic, especially at this time of year. And that breaking that down a bit, that can be, a noisy time for all inboxes. So let's say that each nonprofit is said to send an average of 5 emails a month. Obviously, that's going to vary a little bit. In the UK, it might be less. In the US, probably more. And then come December, that massively ramps up. You've got 31% of annual giving taking place. 12% of that is happening in the last 3 days of the year. So let's say each organization is sending, say, 10 emails in December, and some will be more, then you're starting to get quite busy. Now, in my personal email, I pride myself in having a pretty clean inbox. I only subscribe to those issues that I genuinely care about, and I unsubscribe to those that I don't. So I probably still have around, I don't know, say 8 fundraising charities and causes that I genuinely care about, want to continue to receive their content. Whereas many people will have probably 5 times that amount or 10 times that amount. So let's say I have 60 to 80 fundraising emails coming into my inbox in December, which is a relatively, conservative amount, small c conservative amount. That is already a lot of traffic and noise to cut through. So you're going to be competing probably amongst each other to an extent, I'm afraid, and for the same supporters. And what's more, each year your supporters are going to have higher and higher expectations of what to expect, as they, like me, get more protective over their inboxes. And so it is crucial to keep their attention and make sure their donation experience feels tailored and relevant to them. More so to your organization than to any of the other causes that are asking for their donations. And so that's where personalization comes in. The more personalized their experience, the the more bonded they're going to feel to your cause and therefore more likely to take action. So that might all sound a little bit stressful. There's a lot of, a lot of traffic, a lot of busyness going on. You've got lots of competition. Honestly, that is the truth. But there is some good news, and that is that there are tried and tested ways that you can come out on top, and personalization is really key to a lot of that. So, and you don't actually need to just take my word for it. So in a study completed by HubSpot and Experian, it was found that personalized emails have 29% higher unique open rates, 21% higher click rates. The calls to action perform 202% better than those calls to action that are not personalized. And personalized emails generate 6 times higher transactions. The other piece of good news, according to Salesforce research, is that nearly half of emails get sent out don't even mention the name of the supporter, the recipient, the potential donor, whoever it is, let alone make use of more powerful personalization like what we're going to be looking at. And the best news of all is NationBuilder, you have an ideal tool, you have an integrated email website, talking to each other, giving you the relevant data so you can personalize, ensure a fantastic user experience, and help you to stand out from the crowd, as this tree in the image is doing. And ultimately make sure that your organization is winning the battle for end of year donations. What does that actually look like? And what tools should you be using at what points? So I think there are kind of 4 points that we're going to be looking at and you should be thinking about, which are getting your email open, reading the email and getting your links clicked, asking for the right amount to maximize your income, and then to get the donation processed. So I'm just going to go through each of those and think about some tactics that lend to each of those, and then Brian and Dana are going to jump in a little bit more and talk in some of the kind of more specifics. So first off, getting your emails opened. So I think the first thing is you're going to want to have good email deliverability. Any customer I work with as an EAM, Simone, I'll call you out, will be sick to death of me talking about this, but unless you have a good email reputation, you're not even going to land in the inbox, maybe not even in the spam box, and you might as well not even get out of bed and start the whole process. We've got tons of resources on email deliverability, webinars on this subject. We're not going to talk too much about it today, but please do have a look, because unless you've got that sorted, you're not going anywhere. The next piece is, and Ashley talked about this a bit last week, but you need to be considering carefully who that audience is, and who you are targeting for these emails. Then comes the kind of the personalization side of things. So your subject lines and your preview lines are going to be crucial here. So first off, consider including the name in your subject line. So here's an example of where that's been done. Readers are 26% more likely to open an email if their name is in it. And we looked at how to do that last time in this example on the screen. And you could even go further, include more specific information about the users. So you could say, Oliver, can you donate another however many pounds for our end of year giving campaign? And you could do that in the preview text as well. And then when building out your subject line, you should also consider creating urgency, asking questions, or creating intrigue as well. And you can also, of course, A/B and test the subject lines and send and senders using your NationBuilder tools. So let's say that you've achieved step 1, they've opened the email, hopefully, and now you actually want them to read it. You want to make sure that the content is standing out. So last time we looked at how you can display data from their records in the email, whether that's using smart fields to display a last donation amount, as in this example, or the using some liquid to show kind of total amount, or the amounts that display average donation amount within this, as we displayed last time. We also looked at how you can use liquid if-else logic to surface different content. So maybe that's different blocks of content depending on language, depending on their geography, depending on their donation history, or it could even be kind of header photos that are relating to issues that people care about. Again, yeah, all of this was shared last time. We've got full documentation and guide on it as well. But this is where you can really start to make the case for why they should be donating to you over others, because you have that personal kind of direct relationship with them, and get them to click the link and then ultimately make that donation. excuse me, I'm nursing a bit of a cough. One of the worst experiences for a donor is when they've donated time and time again to you, but they received the same message that they might have got if they were a first-time donor. So you can use the above tactics to make sure that you personalize your message depending on someone's donation history. We'll also shortly be looking at some tricks on how you can go even deeper into sharing information on their donation history to make it clear how much you value their donation and how important it is, which in turn will encourage them to donate again.